All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is video 3. This is drawing the property lines. As you can already see from the previous video, we have drawn our house to include the driveway, to include the sidewalk, and down to the front property line. The last easiest thing to do is to draw the property lines. And guys, with the property lines, we have bearings and degrees, and that's a different topic. We cover that in a different class, a different lecture. But with this property right here, by reading the actual survey that we have, we automatically know that. I'm zooming in for you guys so you can see. Scoot it up a little bit. Try to get it as big as we can here on the video. Then let me autofocus it. That's probably as pretty as good. But guys, it is on your Blackboard and Moodle site. So download the property, the site plan. I apologize. I wish it was a little bit crisper and cleaner. But you've got it, so download it, print it off, and like I said, all you got to have is just the area that we're working with. But we've taken that and we've blown it up, and this is what we have left. This is still on trash paper. But let me slide this back over here, and I'm going to use my pencils, and you can follow me along since you've printed this off your printer. The back left corner of the house to the back property line is 46.93 feet. It's the exact same thing from here to here, measuring it with our 50 scale. You can take your scale at 50 and measure it. We're 46.93 off the back of the property line. As you can see, the actual bearings here on each property line, we could draw them that way, but we're not going to. We would actually, if I was drawing it with CAD, that's probably what I'd start with. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're just going to come off and we're going to measure 46.93 off both back corners of the house. So let's go ahead and do that with our 1/8 scale. 1/8 equals a foot, 46.93. Almost 47 feet, guys. So we're going to draw back roughly right there. And I'll admit it's an irrigation plan. So almost calling what you'd say guesstimate. Voila. I have 2 points right here and right here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a line right there. I'm going to take my T-square. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw me a line. It's going to be longer. Sorry for the headshot again. I'm going to continue it on this side. It's longer than I need for right now, and there's a reason for that. So we've got our back property line. Well, to the left of the house, from here to this property line, we have 32.61 feet. 32.61 feet. Actually, we're going to add a little bit to it. As you can see, I've marked 4.3 feet to it. So we're going to add that 4.3 to that was a typo on the surveyor. I actually went out and I double check this. So we're going to measure over 36.91 feet. Well, as we're double checking on our scale, we've got the same distance at 50 scale. As we do front to the rear. It's going to measure an additional 36.91. So I have two prominent points here. Well, I'm squared up, because I know the lot is squared. I'm square with the house, and with my triangle. My triangle, I'm going to draw in this property line. I move it up a little bit. And there we have it. Well, we already know we're right down here at the very bottom. There's the property line in. We can continue it on the bottom over here, and we'll extend it a little bit longer. That's fine and dandy. We know that on the right side, we're actually going to be 29.70 feet off the property, so almost 30 feet from the chimney. So at my 8th scale again, well, really 1 point is fine because we are squared up. So we're going to go with this point here. And there you have the property lines. Now, in a traditional face-to-face landscape design class, we use bearings to draw this, and we would use our bearings to draw it in CAD. But we know that this is a squared lot where the surveyor would cut it off, and this is our property. So we have the house, we have the sidewalk, the carport, and I would even since I'm using marker, actually sometimes I would actually I would leave out that. Just be the actual footprint of the house, driveway, sidewalk, a step up to the porch, and the driveway coming down to the road. Now that concludes on how to draw our site plan. And with our property line, as you can see on our sheets of paper, that our property fits perfectly on it. So the next step would be to trace this onto our site plan. So, and you guys can do that. There's no need to show you how to do that. You would tape down the corners of your drawing. You would take it with your Pentel sign pen or a Sharpie, and you would trace your property lines. You trace the house being the darkest footprint of it, drawing in your sidewalk, drawing in your driveway, sidewalk, and porch, and you have your site plan. So once you have your site plan, we move on to site inventory and analysis. And the goal with your site plan is to go on site. You've already given an estimate to your client for the irrigation system. So you actually take this drawing that we have here and we take it on site. We're going to note the plants that are in here, the trees that are out here, anything that's back here, and we do what we call a site inventory and analysis. There is a PowerPoint lecture on Blackboard and Moodle based on site inventory and analysis, so you'd watch that, you'd go out and take care of that, and you would come back and draw the irrigation plan. I appreciate your time for watching this, so let's move on to the next video, which is about site inventory and analysis. I actually have numerous pictures of this property, so we could actually do, instead of you visiting the site, we can do a visual walkthrough with the pictures that we have. So that will be uploaded, as well as how to do your site inventory and analysis, and let's move on from there.